Well, good morning. What is it? Today is the 19th of December, so this is a proper winter camp. It's not going to get massively cold, I don't think. And I'm on my way to the Peak District, where I will be very shortly. I'm going to Dovedale, really because the weather is going to be overcast. It's probably going to be quite wet, and that's not really going to suit wide open landscape shots. What I'm looking for is water shots, so I have my polarizer with me, I have my Lite big stopper. I'll be looking to do some long exposures. I'm going to break this trip up into two parts. The first is going to be doing some photography down in the valley, and I'm trying to allow enough time for me to be able to get there and have a couple of hours just doing a shoot. So I've got my great big heavy tripod, my big heavy Nikon D800, my big heavy 80 to 200 millimeter lens, and once I've done my kind of initial photography stuff, I'm going to go back to the car and I'm probably going to re-park and then walk with all the gear to where I'm going to pitch my tent. We have an experiment, but it's just to see if I can find a way where I don't have to compromise quite so much in terms of the photography. So I think just the other side of that range of hills there, that ridge, is Dovedale rather. Well, I'll reach Stan's Hope and then I'll turn right towards Milldale, where I'm hoping I'm going to find parking. So welcome to the tiny little village of Milldale, and lovely little village. At the end of this lane, I think we're going to find a bridge and a river, Dove, and I'll decide when I get there whether I'm going to go on this side of the river or the other one, but I'm going to be looking for photo opportunities. I've got a whole lot of gear with me, which is attracting some interesting looks from people who are clearly out just for a walk, and I'm here to take photographs today. I'm going to give myself an hour, maybe a couple of hours, before I'm going to need to be heading up onto the hills around to find myself a place to pitch for the rest of the day. Well, I've got to say this isn't the most spectacular shot, but I'm just feeling my way here along the river, and I'm just trying out my big stopper, my Lite big stopper. It's a pretty dim day. I've got the polarizer on, which takes another couple of stops of light off. So I've just set the camera up to do a long exposure. This is probably the longest exposure I've done on river water. It's a whopping great 8 minutes, which is crazy, really. But I'm only on f11, but an ISO 400, but it's so dim today, and I've also got the polarizer on, that I could really do something in between in terms of neutral density filter. I mean, it's probably a 2 or 3 stop filter here in addition to the polarizer would be enough, because ideally I'd have about a 20-second exposure, something like that. That's come out pretty much perfect in terms of exposure. Round, just looking at the graphic there, and it's absolutely spot on. You can just see, using the video from the phone here, how much light is actually reflecting off the water without any kind of polarization. So it really has made a huge difference in that particular shot. I don't think it's a shot I'm going to particularly use for anything else other than for demonstration and test purposes. The valley's just starting to open up now. I'm just going to flick the camera around. So I nearly decided to walk on that side of the valley, and in fact there's an old guy doing so with his dog up there just beneath the cliff, and I've got to say I'm really glad that I didn't go that way, because that looks pretty tricky and treacherous. It's really slippery underfoot. Now that's a nice view. Now, I'm sure there is a shot to be had there, and it's just a matter of trying to find the right place and the right kind of angle. I love those reeds, those fawn colour reeds in the river there in the background, just behind the little weir, and I'll probably get a little bit of well, I should definitely get some wind movement in them in doing an 8-minute shot. Look at this, beautiful. I'm going to have to work at this one. I've got long lens on, so I'm going to go a bit further back. That's the main area of interest. Really, I think it's down here. So what's going on with the water, and then the reeds behind, and then the river snaking off into the distance. I think that's probably the angle I want. So that's it, the timer's on. You know what I forgot to do? I didn't shut the eyepiece, so I'm going to stop that. I'm going to wait here until the shutter, until the big stopper alarm goes off, and we'll see how this comes out. And I've got to say, that's actually, let's put that on again. I've got to say that actually looks really quite nice. Obviously the colour's a little blue here, or significantly blue, because that's what happens when you put a big stopper on. Oh my goodness, and here comes the huge party of school children coming along the path here. I'm just going to keep my head down. School children well ahead of me. I have passed a small trail of snack packets and things on the path. Put 1 or 2 of them up on the way back. I think I've probably got about 20 minutes now to continue doing this before I'm going to have to turn back to the car and switch into camping mode. Anyway, here we go. In this corner. Up there, a little signpost set up to Dovedale. Strange mix of French and Middle England. Dovedale. Sorry about that. there is where I'm headed. Obviously not on the slopes, but up at the top. And there's some very precarious looking sheep balancing on the really steep stuff there. I wonder if there's any dead ones at the bottom. Mountain sheep, goodness. And they're gripping on there, and you wouldn't think there'd be enough for them to forage. Extreme grazing, that's called. So I've got to go back to the car park now and get my other stuff and then go and find my pitch.